Hello to my Scorpios and happy midweek Wednesday, Scorpios. You may be watching this video on Tuesday, February the 27th, but the video is for the 28th of February through the 28th of March. Let's get into it, Scorpios. Let's get into it. I'm talking to you wherever Scorpio is in your birth chart. That's right. Wherever Scorpio is in your birth chart, I'm talking to that aspect of you. All right. Let's get into it, Scorpios. Let's get into it. The moon is currently in Libra. And so that's really about balance, right? And making sure you're balanced within. You're not looking for a better half in a partner in business or a better half as a partner in love. You are balanced out within yourself. And so you're also trying to attract people who are equally balanced out, right? Where they're adding to your joy, they're adding to your creativity, they're adding to the life that you already love, the life that you're already pleased with. They add to that. There is no vanity or vengeance or chaos and confusion you're taking on. Let's get into it. The moon is going to be the questions for the moon in Scorpio, because after it leaves Libra, it's going to move into Scorpio. This is a general reading. Take only what resonates with you, Scorpios. If you're interested in a personal reading, my information is down below. By now, a lot of people already know that we have digital calendars and digital journals. The link for those are below as well. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get right into it, Scorpios. Let's do it. First card leading the deck is the Two of Wands. I see somebody moving forward, moving on beyond something. Could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that you're moving on from. And you're going to feel very fortunate moving on from something, right? I know you all are a fixed sign, but the longer you stay connected to, here we have the Temperance card. The longer you stay connected to, somebody's gonna feel very lucky. Learning how to adapt. You could have a guardian angel that is a Sagittarius for somebody. Somebody could be a guardian angel in your life, just like helping you, whether they're on the other side or their energy here in this life. They're motivating you to move forward. But there's a specific type of fire energy that you're leaving behind, because I speak highly of all zodiac signs, but some of the characteristics of these energies that you're leaving behind: they're impulsive, they have lack of patience, outbursts of anger, they're arrogant, they're inflexible, they're lazy, they don't want to do the inner work to inspire and motivate people. These are the types of energies, Scorpios, that will tell you that they see through people's BS, their belief system, but they're the same energies that won't use their fire for good to say, I can see people's potential, right? They are dogmatic and prideful, domineering, jealous. These energies are competitive. They see everything as competition, in an unhealthy way too, right? They are brutal, like in terms of like they'll say, I'm keeping it real, but that's their reality. It may not be yours. So their delivery is not even helpful. They're attention seeking, they're very boastful, and they're careless. So those are the types of energies you're leaving behind. You have a guardian angel that's saying you're actually lucky that a bridge has been burned in whatever way it was burned out, stressed out, exhausted, or frustrated, whatever, so that you could move forward. Fixed signs in particular, I have to say, come on, fixed signs. Like, you don't have to be fixated on staying connected to two types of energies. But anyway, here we have Five of Swords. When you look back, somebody's going to realize that was part of the game for some people. Some people just like to be in fight mode, right? So here's your card, the Death card. We're going to get to the questions and for Scorpio in a second. But you've decided to move on from something. Here we have the Three of Swords, and also to move on from the depth of disappointment, right? Because it would drive you crazy. 5 and 3 is 8. That would be self-sabotage. There's nothing you can say to those types of energies without coming across as thinking you sabotaged yourself, right? Like, gosh, what did I say? What did I do? Because you could be going down Friendly Street. Next thing you know, you end up on Nightmare on Elm Street because you don't know what the heck you said, right? But because some people, that's as strange as it seems, that's kind of their love language. They like to be in fight mode. These are the type of people that be kicking over tables and chairs and moving furniture around and then turn around and say, well, that's just the way I love. They just in constant conflict with themselves. So Source is saying to you, it's a good thing that that's behind you and now you can move forward. So yeah, definitely somebody on the other side is really helping you to learn how to tap in and to love yourselves more, because I see a partnership in business and or in love trying to come in, after coming through nightmare situations, right? So some people are saying you were a nightmare to them. You're saying they were a nightmare to you, but nevertheless, source is saying it's time to move on from this. So we got 5 and 3 is 8. 8 would be like self-sabotage, like overthinking something to a point of falling on your own sword, right? Not being able to see clearly. 5 and 3 is 8. 8 is the money exchange number, and money, time is money, right? Not having the sight, the spiritual sight to see why you're here on planet Earth, right? So it's just like that idle time being the devil's workshop, right? Being the devil's workshop. And then also moving to the number 9, which is okay, the final single digit, and saying, I'm choosing to land on the bright side of the number 9 instead of the dark side of the number 9, which would be a person whose clairvoyance and psychic abilities have accepted that something has ended, and so your head and heart are no longer at war with each other. The dark side would be someone who is tyrannical, still complaining about it, cussing people out, going off because you're hurt, that kind of thing. And so you remember there's light and dark side to all energy. And so sources said if it's adding to your inspiration, motivation, your mental clarity, if it's a willful act, yes, you all for it, you with it, right? But if it's taking away from that, you're saying deuces to it, right? That number 2, right? Because your peace is paramount. So yeah, sources saying something has definitely ended so that you could be and you can choose. You have the choice of choosing peace. Here we have the moon card. And so 2 types of energies you leaving behind, whether it's a partnership in love and or a partnership in business. But the energies don't necessarily believe that they have purpose, so therefore everything about them can't. They don't believe in you that you have purpose because they don't believe they have purpose in themselves, right? So again, some kind of partnership in business and or in love has ended. You're leaving it behind because it's just too overwhelming. It's just too overwhelming, and you all can handle more than any other sign emotionally, right? And so when you say, okay, this is overwhelming for me to even try to hold on to something, it's just a nightmare. Let me move on from it, right? Here we have the 10 of Cups. So now I see somebody moving towards a partnership in love and or in business. And I don't see you trauma bonding with the new energy, right? I don't see you trauma bonding with that energy, talking about the things you left behind. You're literally doing a burning bowl and just leaving it there and going outside and getting some sunlight, some sunbathing, cleansing under the sunlight. Here we have the Temperance card again. Again, you got 2 guardian angels that's watching over you. You got 2 guardian angels that's helping you to see things from a higher frequency. That's helping you to see things from a higher frequency, to look at it on a broader type of energy. The long and short of it really is people who don't, and it could be connected to 1,000 people, places, and things. But in your reading, what it says is that it's overwhelming for you to be connected to people who don't believe in themselves, and it's hard for them to believe in other people, like see that other people have purpose. It's hard for them. So no matter how much you dim your light to try to show them that you are not their competition, because they're in battle with themselves, Scorpio, they're always in fight mode. They're always looking for competition with other people. The danger with you staying connected to them as a water sign, because our bodies are made up of such a large percentage of water, is that you reflect who they are, and people misread and misjudge you, and you're wondering why do so many people misunderstand, and why do people, I'm not that type of person, that's not me, right? Because you're connected to them. All you need is a little bit of their contamination in your water for you to see that, for you to, like I said, same type of energy. Water's reflective, right? So I definitely see that source had to end something so that you can move on. And remember, 2 and 3 is 5. 5 would be like the old bait and switch. They'll try to reach back out to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, whether it's through your memory of them telling you that you couldn't do something, or that you'll never be anything without me, or some kind of friction they're trying to cause. And so this is a time where I feel like not only are you tossing some things into a burning bowl, I definitely feel like as a water sign, you're cleansing by water, listening to more water sounds, drinking more water, flushing your system out, Doing things juice fast, those kind of things, swimming, anything connected to water, anything that's away from them, crying, sweating, going to the gym, sweating it out, so that you can prepare yourself for an overflow of exactly what you deserve. Somebody's prayer life has been increased, and you're definitely moving on. So here we have the Ten of Swords. There's some energies that said that you've done some harm to them, but you feel like you've been hurt yourself. So somebody has gone through enough hurt, and so we got 8, 9, 10. At this point, 10 is a number for instant manifestation. So it's just saying you're speaking into existence your reality. Speak only into existence what you want to happen for yourself moving forward. Now that somebody has chosen to leave two types of energies behind, right? Partnership in love and or partnership in business. You're leaving it behind. You're leaving even the mindset that they have behind. You're just moving on from it. So good for you. Good for you. Here we also have the Seven of Cups here. And so it is definitely temptation, right? So temptation after you've had Kundalini experience, after you've had an awakening, things are coming at you fast. Love and new money is trying to come across your path fast. And so Source is saying, so how are you going to handle it, right? You have at least 8 gifts and talents. You have at least 8 things that you can focus on. That's going to help flush away, clean off these sword wounds, which are traumatic. And I can also flush out, you even being tempted to vibrate on a low frequency, because if you can keep in mind some energies in their mind, that's their love language. They fighting like cats and dogs within themselves, and then they come out and it comes out on other people, right? So you don't know what you may have said or what you may have done, because it's an internal fight. So let's see what else we got going on, and let's go ahead and get ready to close this out. I definitely see you being victorious and moving on from this. So 5 and 6 is 11. 11 is a master number. So those two pillars, the number 11, right? You're getting off the fence about what the other kind of ideas. Why would I? Maybe I should, go back. Maybe I should answer the phone call. Maybe I should respond to the text. Maybe I should look at their social media. Maybe I shouldn't block them. So it's just saying, completely cut ties, completely. You don't care about what's going on in their life, who they dating, who they seeing, who they hired as a next employee, what's going on in the old department. Cut ties completely. That was kind of part of someone's, adding to your own pain is still being connected to certain types of energies. And some of them, the ones, since we're leading with fire here, some of them will try to burn your reputation. They will try to talk about you. But again, that's going to backfire, because, again, once you cut it off, it has no place to go but backwards to them. It's going to be a backdraft for them, right? And so, but if you stay connected to it, keep talking about it, giving it air, whatever it is. So it's just saying you're providing room. You're providing space in your universe, your mind, your head and heart still being at war with each other, and so it's just feeding their fire. And you talking about feeding an ego, that thing raging out of control. So Source is saying, dead the situation. Here we have 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. Here we have 10 of Pentacles, the Star card, the Knight of Swords, and the 2 of Swords, right? So Source is saying you're a star in your own right without them. And what Source is actually aligning you with is someone else who is also, like I said, twin energy, right? So they inspired that. They're not threatened by that. You're fired. They're not as threatened by your motivation. They're not threatened by how you pray for people. They're not threatened by the fact that you're operating in meekness. So you try to stay away from people who prey on people. Like, they're not threatened by any of that. So Source says, take the blindfolds off. Take the blindfolds off, because your ancestors keep saying, see this as a gift that something is behind you, and so that you can see the blessings that lie ahead, right? So here we have 4 and 6 of Pentacles. So it's just saying be very conservative with your time, because now is generational wealth time. You and your person break generational wealth together. Here we have the Knight of Swords. So what Source is trying to tell you with the number 2, right? So we went 8, 9, and 10, right? And it's going to take us back to 1, right? 2 of Swords and -1, right, was 1. So it's just saying, and you're being straightforward and dignified. So it's just saying you would rather be by yourself in business and or in love than to compromise your peace of mind, and the way that you think, the way that you talk, the way that your whole thought process, your head and heart don't need to be at war with that anymore. And again, I'm talking to you wherever Scorpio is in your birth chart, because being connected to people who like to burn people, they like to talk about how people talk. If there's a language barrier, if people are using the correct grammar, if you're too proper, not proper enough, they like to, because they're in battle with themselves, right? And so source is saying to you, move on, just move on from those types of energies and be your authentic self. Be true to yourself. So I definitely see you building legacy. You're moving towards an energy that, like I said, you may be traveling somewhere, maybe to a warmer climate, Scorpio, and so I see more money coming to you because the cost of living could be cheaper wherever it is that you're going. Um, but nevertheless, I definitely see you, more money is coming to you, and however it comes, you'll be able to start thinking about the circulation of wealth, because you've gained a lot of wisdom and knowledge about yourself, and build your legacy with someone. So definitely building a legacy with someone. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, I see you getting married. I see you getting married, settling down. And like I said, it makes all the difference in the world when people genuinely love you for you. They don't care about, your past. I mean, I want to say they don't care about it. They're not trying to trauma bond with you. They really are just trying to love you for you, scars, flaws, and all of that. They love all of that about you, and they like the way that you've come through, what you've come through, and how you were able to stay focused, stand firm and stay focused, throughout all of that. So, yeah, you're definitely a star in your own right. So I see somebody sitting on their throne, carefully vetting their thoughts. And again, source is saying take those blindfolds off, because it's time for you to get your rest and get prepared for your energy to come through. 2 and 2 is 4. So you and your person could have on blindfolds, because both of you all have gone through, like I said, we're talking about twin energy in business and or love. And so you and them, business and in love, whatever one you've been praying for, could be, just kind of sort of in your head overthinking things instead of kind of sort of getting that out. And that's why, my team and I created the journal so that people can kind of get it out, like digital journals and digital calendars. The links are below. Again, it's optional, but for you to purchase, but the links are below. But that's the whole purpose of you kind of getting out of your head and overthinking and speaking things into existence. Now that you have the power to speak things into existence. So if you mix that with negativity, then you're essentially cutting your own blessings off, right? Cutting your own nose off to spite your face. So it's time to start thinking about who you want to build legacy with. Your ruling planet Pluto is about to go retrograde March 2nd. And we're talking about breaking cycles, chains, and curses right within your own family, so that you can be the person who brings, you can create your own legacy, but you got to make room for that. So here are the questions for the moon in Scorpio, because a moon in Scorpio digs deep. It digs deep, and it doesn't stop before everything that's wounded and unhealthy is brought to the surface, to give you an opportunity to say, I need to cut ties with that part of myself, right? Something that could have been passed down through the generations, right? It feels very uncomfortable. It literally makes you feel sick to your stomach. That's why for you as a water sign, I talk about water so much and just doing that cleansing, because it'll cause you, when you start remembering through your dreams and things like that, just kind of like, what is the purpose? Why am I the way that I am? Like, what was passed down, whether your parents are still alive or not? What was passed down through the generations? Why am I the way that I am? That I overgive to a point where I end up being heartbroken and deeply disappointed. And the people that I love and the people that I attract, why do I attract the types of energies that I attract? Because somebody has a really big heart. But you're an overgiver of thought, head and heart being at war with each other. And so that's where the water is going to help balance it out a little bit, help you to kind of get out of your head a bit and say, okay, I need to be around water. And sometimes, because that moon in Scorpio is going to help make you almost feel like you need to be living on a boat in the middle of the ocean. And I'm serious, just to be around the sound of water and just being out in fresh air, so that you can really tap in and go deep, right? So here are the questions for the moon in Scorpio. First question is, what are the stories of your ancestors, comma, your past lives, right? The second question is, where do you need to go to heal your connection with your roots? The third question is, do you feel truly empowered in your relationships and your career? So, healing, at the root level could be a favorite place you used to go to when you were little. Just a space where you felt like really loved and nurtured and secure, right? Maybe it's going back to where your grandparents were born or great grandparents were born, maybe taking a trip and visiting there and just reconnecting, just earthing, right? Being near water, letting whatever out you need to get it out, right? Reconnecting with that, hugging a tree if you need to, for real. Like getting away from the stuffy air in your universe and getting around some new air, right? Um the fourth question, is there a deep trauma that you need to look at, heal, and release during this moon? And then last but not least, who are the people, meaning the therapists, healers, and so on, who could help you to dive deeper? And don't forget too, right? You can have a big heart that can be passed down to you, but did you also inherit the heart of another overgiver in your family? Maybe your parents are overgivers. That just kind of goes into, they overgive to a point of just heartbreak and hurt, and maybe that's something that you inherited. Maybe that's a cursed chain or cycle that you're breaking, right? Because somebody has a really, really big heart, and there's nothing wrong with having a big heart, but when you keep allowing yourself to be connected to energies that are hurting you, when you have an assignment, everybody on this planet has an assignment. We need, the sun illuminates the moon, and the sun is also a star. You have a duty and responsibility to help other people to find their light, to inspire and motivate other people. Obviously, you're incredibly smart, so you have a lot that's on your mind. But source is saying maybe just the air that you've been around has just been smoke and mirrors. You know what I'm saying, Scorpios? When you talking about fire and air, that's smoke and mirrors. Maybe you've been around all of that smoke and mirrors and couldn't see how being connected to certain people was a poor reflection on you. And so source is saying, when you are able to flush that out and start seeing things clearly and go, wow, you know what? I'm starting to see things differently now. I have that clarity of thought, that clear sight, that clairvoyance, clear cognizance, clear sentience, clear audience. I'm starting to see things clearly now. So let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see what else we have going on here. This is really good for you because, again, I definitely see, whoever it is you were connected to, somebody may not have seen it clearly at first, but now somebody's starting to see some things clearly, right? So somebody may have found their purpose and they're in a very painful situation, in a partnership in business and or in love. Somebody may have finally found their purpose and said, you know what, I don't need to not have a big heart. I don't need to move through life hurt and unknowingly hurt other people because I got on blindfolds and I can't see it. I want to be able to see the beauty in other people, as well, and help them to shine bright. Ace of Wands, the Knight of Wands, Three of Cups. Here we have the Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, and also the Death card. So you definitely have two guardian angels that's helping you. That somebody's going to say, you know what, I feel blessed and highly favored, to have energies around me that help me to see things from a broader perspective, right? I see you're a hardworking person, so I definitely feel that's going to play a role in you healing, is just like getting back to work on self, getting back to work on self, because that's what's going to help you. And just, this is Knight of Wands, staying away from ruthless and cutthroat, careless types of energies. You got to stay away from those. Emotionally, you can handle more than anybody else, but source is saying, as a star, you're a person who has your own purpose and having guardian angels around you. Do you really need those types of energies validation? They're projecting their insecurities onto you? Absolutely not. Here we have 7 and 3 of Cups. Source is definitely, again, putting you around some other types of energies, right? So you have a lot of things that you can focus on creatively that's going to keep a smile on your face that pours into you. And even if somebody is single, your hard work, just working on what nurtures your craft, your creativity, pouring it back into yourself, your power, your intellect, your inspiration of self, is going to keep you on that path to being led to your person. If for those of you who want someone. And here's the Ace of Wands. Your third eye is now open. Like I said, gifts have increased. Gifts have definitely increased. So let's see what else we got going on here so we can go ahead and close this out. Let's see what else we got going on here so we can go ahead and close this out. Clearing, yep. So as true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mine to God's. Such freedom. That's it. Such freedom. So somebody's definitely, free. Of just kind of like being around that type of air, that type of energy, that smoke and mirror kind of putting on certain types of airs, and this type of person is that you know the type. Anyway, let's see what else we have going on here. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to close this out. 34. There is no need to fear, dear one. Protected you are, and protected you will always be. Yeah. People who run around starting wildfires about other people, trying to ruin other people's trying to ruin other people's reputation and stuff. You have nothing to worry about. If you cut them off, it has no choice but to go backdraft, right? You all remember the movie Backdraft? It's an older movie. That fire is contained in that room, right? Until the windows are open, until a door is open, until there's somewhere it has to go. And if you open up your universe to keep talking about it, overthinking it, then guess what? You're giving power to it. You're giving life to that thing. So whatever I choose to believe becomes true to me. That's right. The power of thought, the power of words, the power, you're giving power to something. So if you believe, hey, I can leave that past behind, and whatever people are saying or doing to try to hurt me, they're in a fight with themselves. They're not in a fight with you. They just in a fight with themselves. So move on. You're a star in your own right. Stay focused, laser focused, laser focused. All right, let's see. You are protected in love. Reiterating it again. They're a succubus. Oh, okay. Yes. You're definitely leaving them behind. Should you double back for them? Absolutely not. Should you move forward? So here we have prepare for a pay increase. Yeah, prepare for a pay increase. Your bitter ex's lover wants you. What? So I don't know who that's for, but so somebody definitely was dealing with one of their demons is a succubus. They like to, it's a sex demon, right? So, and I have information on my second channel about sex demons. The link is below. It's called the Knowledge Channel. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff that's going on. A lot of stuff. I'm definitely seeing you prepare for a pay increase. It's nothing you need to double back, to. That yes is really about you moving forward, right? Because the yes came out before the question, right? So source is saying yes, prepare for a pay increase, right? If you double back in your mind, because physically you're not going back, it's only to learn whatever lesson God wanted you to learn, Scorpio, and that's it. But to physically go back, what are you doubling back to? A nightmare? Definitely not trying to invoke that spirit. Let's see what else we got, and we're going to go ahead and close this out. Yeah. Those energies want you to double back because they like to stay in fight mode. You're not interested. This is a frequency that you're on. Love. Affirmations for love. I am connected to all love and all light. I welcome all forms of authentic love into my life. I deserve to love and be loved. I love myself as I am. All is love, and I am loved. I approve of myself. I am enough. My heart is full of love. I share love with those around you. When you're operating from that frequency, there's a lot of people who want to tear that down. Self-love. Because there's so many people who don't know why they're here on planet Earth. And so if you smile or seem like you're in such a good spirit and good mood, and you attract people who laugh, and you pour into people and those kind of things, some people are so at war with themselves. Somebody better get it. Some people are so at war with themselves. The more you hang in there to try to make them smile and make them feel better, the more determined they are to turn your smile into a frown. Somebody better understand what's happening here. It's not a game. We're talking about spirituality. I see you trying to inspire people, trying to motivate people. Your heart is in the right place. You can pour into people. You invest time and stuff into people. And the ones that you stay around, you can just see it, like their spirit. If you really train your spirit to see what shape shifting looks like, you can see the demons trying to pop out of their body, trying to come out of their chest. And I'm trying not to spook anybody out here, but I'm telling you, when people are at war with themselves, for them it's their way or the highway. They jump to conclusions about people. So on one hand, you may feel they like people fearing them. That type of energy. So it's just saying. So when you come in contact with people who don't want to be around them, because they're not operating from that frequency of love, or you may think that people just kind of hang in there with them, and they just like, oh, they love them, and they don't even see how evil they are. That could be an overgiver right there, where you're just saying that person has a good heart. But in either case, I definitely see you moving on from those types of energies, because they've landed on the dark side of the number 8, right? They have succumbed to feeling passive and powerless behavior, which is extremely dangerous. Or they're egotistical, materialistic, and forceful, right? So they don't see their light shining. They don't have the confidence of source inside of them to see their light shining. So because your head and heart may have been at war with each other, you may have not seen that the one that succumbed to passive and powerless behavior, you're saying, if they just see it, if they can see what I see, they do see it, but they also chose to be in a zombified state. Source is going to have to allow something for them to cry out to Source, why am I here? What is my purpose on this planet? So that's the only thing that can break them away from, very controlling types of energies, right? Just like Source had to break you away from very controlling types of energies who were threatened by your star light, right? Your purpose. So that's what I see for you all. Let me see if there's a number. Let's see if there's a number. $29. I am insightful. So you are highly intuitive and creative. Your mind thinks in pictures, and you seem to draw information and ideas from out of the sky. A powerful drive to know the oneness of all things. Whenever you get off the fence and you step into your own light, not their light, not under their shadow, they are very angry. These types of energies, they are very angry. They will try to cut your money in half. They'll try to mess up your reputation. They'll try to steal your freedom. They'll try to do anything in their limited power, which they have no control. I think some human beings forget that we don't have dominion over each other. They will do anything to try to distract you, but it can't live without air. You know what I'm saying? Nothing living could survive without air. And so they need your water, which is your emotions. They may live on for a little bit. You give them droplets of water every now and then, answering the phone. You get on my nerves. You make me sick. Why are you doing this to me? That's your emotion. The droplets of water. They may live a couple of days with that. They'll go drain somebody else dry. Well, without air or water or sunlight, you're not giving it any energy. You definitely leaving it behind it's going to have a backdraft. It's starting out with fire, right? And guess what? It ends with earth. So that fire is going to be put out. It's already buried. So because you've already moved on from those two types of energies. But that's what I have for you, Scorpios. I will see you all in the next video, and hopefully those questions have helped you, and hopefully you're journaling them, whether you create your own journal or get the journals below. Like I said, those are optional, but I definitely see you moving on to a different life, and I see you getting married in business and or in love, whatever you want, with an energy that's not threatened by your starlight, not threatened by your purpose at all. Anyway, if anything, they'll be, some of your biggest cheerleaders. So that's what I have for you. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.